Hi there, welcome back. And today I'm going to talk about the Oak Island mystery. It's been going on for quite some time now. People have spent millions and millions of pounds. That's where the term money pit come from. Presidents, all sorts of people invested their money in this. And it's if it wasn't so sort of tragic, it'd be laughable, really. But I apologise for this in advance. But unfortunately, what it actually was is somebody was trying to convert salt water into drinkable water. So, if you want a fortification anywhere, like if you come under siege, you need to be able to have a regular water source of drinkable water. Otherwise, you're not going to be out. Man can go without food for 3 weeks, but he can only go without water for 3 days. So if you need to build a fort anywhere, you need to have a regular water source. And if you look around Oak Island on the internet, you'll see that there's just a couple of like islands, like sort of good land, I guess, but there's like no water source whatsoever. And if you look for miles around, there's absolutely no water source. So if you were to situate yourself there, you'd have to transport water for, God, it would take forever. Um, so it looks what they tried to do here is dig down. So first of all, you'd have to dig down, reinforce your sides with like wooden struts, which they've found at the site, and then you dig down, you dig up towards towards the beach, and then when the water's coming through too much, then you would have to install your stones, obviously, and then pack it back in to equalise the pressure. Because if you tried to dig through that while the sea was coming in, it would just puncture a hole straight in it. So they dug back down. They filled it back in. They equalised the pressure, and then when the tide's gone out, they then dug down. Built the flumes, the stone flumes which they've found. These three flumes which transport the water to the bottom of this pit. And basically, it's all packed with coconut husk, which they say is from thousands and thousands of miles away. So it's not plausible. The currents don't go that way to think that it would actually turn up there by chance. And it's all been packed out just above the flumes. Now, what it's basically here is it's an attempt for the sea pressure basically to be pushed through the coconut husk, which would then be absorbed through the flumes, which would go into the basin of the well, and then they could just drink the water. And that looks like that was the theory. And if it had worked, I mean, they could have put a fortification anywhere they wanted by the sea. I mean, it would have been revolutionary for the time. But really, basically, that's what it's for. And what I've also found out is around Nova Scotia, around the area of Oak Island, it's actually the place that's got the greatest tide differential in the whole world. And you think, what's the chances of that? If they actually knew that that was the place that had the biggest tide differential, which means they could actually dig down where they needed to be able to try and have this effect. And you think, God, the mind boggles. Yeah, did they actually have this information? Did they know that it's the place with the greatest tide differential on the whole planet? Who knows? But yeah, unfortunately, I think when people have sold the property, they've obviously said, "Oh look, I found a coin." It's a clue. I want to carry on, but there's fuck all there. Excuse my French, but yeah. It's unfortunately it looks like that's the case, and every time they want to sell it, somebody finds something new, and I always get a clue to the treasure. But unfortunately, it would have been revolutionary for the time, and it would have been a treasure in itself, because it means you can build a fortification anywhere around the sea land if that had actually worked. But I think what has happened is they've put the struts there so it's easier to reinforce when they dig back down again. But they've dug back down, and they can instantly tell that if the water at the top of it is salty, that means that it's not going to work. So I think they just sort of filled it back in, or they said they found it. There was an impression in a depression, sorry, in the. I had a bit too much coffee today, I think. Yeah, there was a depression when they found it, so they probably just dug down underneath the water table and discovered that, oh, hang on a minute, it was a good idea, but it's all been for nothing, so they just left it. And then basically, there you go. That's the Oak Island mystery. It's just trying to convert salt water into drinkable water. But like I say, it would have been revolutionary for the 1600s anyway. I hope you enjoyed this video. I should be posting some more in the future. Cheers. Bye.